This section of the hall is devoted to the great moments in bowling, like this standing tribute to Don Carter, Mr. Bowling, overwhelmingly dominant in the 50s and 60s, voted Bowler of the Year 6 times. He had an unorthodox style that no instructor would ever try to teach.
With his unique bent elbow delivery, Carter crept up to the foul line to topple enough strikes to win the All-Star 4 times. Look how he curled his pinky. He won 5 World's Invitationals as well as 6 PBA titles. In 1970, the Bowling Writers Association voted Carter the greatest bowler in history. Did Don think his style was unorthodox?
My style is somewhat unusual, although I don't think it's unorthodox. I have sound reasoning for everything that I do, mainly due to the fact that I have my arm in a bent position here throughout my swing is called unusual, and therefore I have to get out much lower to the foul line when I release the ball. I think the little finger is very important in the grip. In my particular case, I have the little finger doubled under here. It gives me a much more secure grip on the feeling, on the ball, and also it keeps me from overturning the ball.
Don, if you would say one thing as we look in retrospect to the greatest bowling career of all times, how would you capsulize your career and what you would want to tell people that what Don Carter not only did in the sport, but what he left behind?
Well, I don't know, Bo. I think I've been very lucky. When I bowled, I didn't get rewarded. I got rewarded later, meeting good people and putting the bowling centers together. But I think dedication is the one word. I think you really have to be dedicated. Many parties I passed up, and when I'd finish, I'd go back to the hotel and rest and relax. And I think you really have to be dedicated and practice at your skill.
But with the 60s approaching, there were several contributions that aided in the popularity of bowling.
Well, you're right, Chris, and probably the biggest one was the automatic pin setter. We no longer had pin boys who would harass the bowlers sometimes, or even set the pin slowly, or not even show up. Automatic pin setters made bowling available for anyone at any time. That brought a lot of women into the sport as bowling lanes were modernized. Daytime leagues became available, and of course, to take care of the little children those women brought into the bowling centers, there were nurseries. Bowling was truly a sport for everyone in the 60s. And Chris, of course, in the 1960s, in came your expertise.
Right, and even before that, Bo, in the 50s, I was fortunate to be one of the commentators on the syndicated film series, Championship Bowling. This series, along with other spin-off shows, followed by network shows like Jackpot Bowling, Make That Spare. So with all of these television shows, the stars that they were reading about now became household names.
Carmen Salvino, a charter member of the PBA, has won 19 PBA tournaments. The colorful Hall of Famer now competes on both the regular Pro Tour and in senior events. No athlete was ever more determined to win than Buzz Fazio, one of the game's great team captains. Fazio captured the ABC Masters in 1955, and 13 years later he finished second at age 60. Lou Campi adapted his bowling style from his years of playing the Italian game of bocce, in which the player finishes with his right foot forward, even though right-handed. Campi was known as wrong foot because of his awkward-looking delivery. The man with the peekaboo style is Ray Bluth, Masters Tournament champion in 1959, and 4 times national doubles titleist with Dick Weber. He was a member of the famous team that set a record that may stand forever.
March 12, 1958, our team bowled the world's record, which is still the world's record, of 38.58. I was always getting on Tommy, teasing Tommy Hennessy quite a bit. And the second game, Tom shot 300, so Tommy was getting on me. He said, you know, come on, Ray, let's get with it here. So I produced a 300 the third game, and Tom looked at me and said, I can never get ahead of you.
Minneapolis, Minnesota was the site of the 17th annual BPAA All-Star Tournament, the forerunner of today's United States Open. That year, 1958, was a year of many firsts for the event. It was the first time it was moved from its original Chicago home. 24 lanes had to be constructed in the Minneapolis National Guard Armory, a Herculean task. To complicate matters further, they used automatic pin setters for the first time. They too had to be installed. And in another historic first, The finals of the tournament were shown on national television. What a wonderful sight. 24 automatic pin setters setting the pins in unison to kick off the tournament. The only thing that didn't change was the men's winner. Don Carter, Mr. Bowling, won his 4th All-Star Championship. And who was the queen of bowling? Marion Ladewig, 9-time Woman Bowler of the Year. This lovely lady from Grand Rapids, Michigan, won her 8th All-Star crown in 1963 and the 1960 LPBA National Championship.
Yes, Marion Ladewig deserves this prominent place in bowling's Hall of Fame. You know, success in another sport has often prepared individuals for success in bowling careers, like Marion. She was a semi-pro softball shortstop. Don Carter, professional baseball pitcher in South Carolina. Hall of Famer Ed Lubanski had a successful career in the St. Louis Browns organization as a pitcher. Ed also had the distinction of being the only bowler to ever bowl perfect 300 games on television back-to-back.
Now the question is, can Lubanski do it? Can he do it? He has now got 21 strikes in a row. Can he get those 3 more? Here it is. How does it look, Eddie? He's there again. Yes, sir. Right up and to it. That is 22 in a row, the 10th one this game, and he's going for his 2nd consecutive 300 game, and he's really working on it. What a show this man is putting on this evening. I've never seen anything like it, and believe me, I've seen a lot of matches, and I've bowled in a lot of matches, but I've never seen anything like this. There it is. He's going after the 11th. The 11th. 2 strikes away. Here he is. He's going again. How does it look? He's there. He's in. Yes, sir. No stopping that, Eddie, tonight. Wow-wee. What a match this has turned out to be. This boy is just, well, he's out of his head tonight. Wow-wee. You just can't stop him. I mean, he has set more records, and he is continuing to set records. And here he is with a 12th and final ball. Let's watch it. Let's not say one word. There it goes. That 12th ball. That 12th ball. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. How do you like that? Now, you've seen something on television that you may never see again in your life.
The Professional Bowlers Association was founded in 1958 when Akron attorney Eddie Elias called together 33 professional bowlers to a meeting in Syracuse, New York. Each was asked to put up $50 as seed money. Well, the rest is history. We at ABC Sports began televising the Professional Bowlers Tour in 1962.
And one of the tour's leading stars was Dick Weber.
Well, 1962 was a great year for me because I won a few titles with the Professional Bowler Association. I won the big daddy of them all, the All-Star at that time, which is now the U.S. Open. And the All-Star was the World Series of bowling then, more or less. And I just happened to get into the finals, snuck in, and I bowled real well in the finals, and it was one of the finest tournaments that I ever bowled. So I just chalked that up as a thrill and a great honor.
On the walls of this room, every man elected to the American Bowling Congress Hall of Fame is honored by a plaque and a listing of his achievements. A plaque of special significance to me is that of Billy Waylow, superb bowler, wonderful gentleman, and a colleague for 11 years until his untimely death in 1974. Billy helped set standards on our Professional Bowlers Tour telecasts that has helped make it a long-lasting success.
He won the Masters tournament twice. He won the 1959 All-Star and 5 ABC tournament titles.
The most treasured honor among professional bowlers is to win the Triple Crown. Billy Hardwick was the first professional to win all 3. He won the PBA National 1963, the Firestone Tournament of Champions 1965, and then he accomplished the feat, the Triple Crown, by winning the 1969 United States Open.
Billy won 17 PBA titles in all, despite the fact that he suffered from rheumatoid arthritis during much of his career.